We're here today at Sadie Mae's Bakery here in Hingham Center, and we're going to be talking to owner Sarah D'Souza about how she makes the most delicious cupcakes. Sarah spent years as a public relations executive, and she holds an MBA. But she had a lifelong dream of opening her own business, and Sadie Mae's is that dream.
My husband and I went to business school together, and we always wanted to start a business of our own. Shortly after that, we moved to New York City, and right around the corner from our apartment, we had 3 or 4 different cupcake bakeries opening up around us. Each morning, we would see lines wrapped around several blocks, and we thought there might be something about, cupcakes. We moved back to Boston after we had our first daughter, so I was up in my home office working, and I needed to take a break, so I came downstairs. I actually went over to Atlantic Bagel to grab a coffee and a bagel, and while I was there, I saw a for lease sign here on the building, on this space. So I called my husband and said, the business that we've always talked about doing, we could maybe do this. This could be real. And so he said, go for it. So we literally signed the lease that day. It was one of probably the craziest things I've ever done in my life. At the time, I had 2 children and a full-time job. My first daughter is Sadie. My second daughter is Margaret. She's 3. So the business was named after Sadie and Margaret. That's where we got Sadie Mae. And then while I was opening this business, I had my third. So Grace, who is not on the wall yet. Sadie and Margaret are both on the wall here, but Grace is 1. And she was born a year ago, and we've named a cupcake after her called the Amazing Grace. So people in the beginning couldn't believe that we were actually baking the cupcakes on site. Actually, a lot of bakeries bring in their baked goods from other places. So it was baked from scratch, using all natural ingredients, and baked here on site in Hingham Center was really kind of a neat new thing.
I went to culinary school, I went to Le Cordon Bleu, and I went through the culinary program, and I did a regular baking class and then advanced baking, and I really fell in love with it. I loved it so much. I come in here at 5 o'clock in the morning, and I start with breakfast. For breakfast, we bake blueberry muffins, we have pumpkin muffins, and we also make scones, and I start with that in the morning, and then I start doing the cupcakes. Once they're cooled off and everything, I put them on pans over here, and then I get the frosting out and I start whipping up the frosting. And I love doing cupcakes, and it's simple, and I get to be creative with things and come up with recipes and do what I love to do.
Since we had a sterile kitchen when we were opening, we were able to just take a look at all of our recipes and make sure that none of our recipes contain nuts. And this was something that we were very serious about from day one, and it's been a huge success for us. We don't have nuts in any of our products. We train all of our employees on allergen awareness, and we make sure that our third-party vendors know that we're nut-free here, so when they're delivering products, they can't be in contact with nuts. We also offer birthday parties. You can do a baking party, which is 2 hours of baking demonstration. Those are a big hit with 9-year-old, 10-year-old, 11-year-old girls. We've done a lot of parties here. Our flavors, we have 6 regular flavors every day. We have a vanilla with either vanilla or chocolate buttercream. We do our chocolate cupcake with either vanilla or chocolate buttercream. We do a lemon cupcake, which is filled with a lemon curd, and that has a lemon buttercream. And then we do the Sadie Mae. That's our signature, and that's a banana cupcake with lemon buttercream. It's delicious. We do a red velvet, especially for all of the Hinghamites. Everyone's looking for something red. The red velvet goes over really big for Hingham football games, any sort of Hingham event that we do. We get lots of orders for red velvet.
For journalistic integrity, I have to take a taste of this. Come on over here. So what are you suggesting that I try today?
So we have a February special that we're going to offer throughout Valentine's Day, and it's called the Chocolate Covered Raspberry Cupcake. It's a vanilla cupcake filled with a raspberry filling that we make homemade here, dipped in chocolate ganache. There's chocolate buttercream, and then the raspberry drizzled over the top.
So this is chocolate frosting but chocolate ganache, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whoa. Oh.
It's rich.
Whoa.
Rich, decadent.
Oh my God. But you know what? It's not overpowering.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
One more.
The raspberry filling does it, I think.
And the cake is light.
Yes.
The cake itself is light.
Yes.
And it's not too much frosting.
Yep.
Sometimes you get those cakes with too much frosting, and it just wrecks it. I want to taste the cake too.
Yeah.
Okay, one more. Sadie Mae's Cupcake Cafe is at 288 Main Street, right in Hingham Center, or visit them online at sadiemayscupcakecafe.com.